We're the most vicious and ruthless penitentiary gang. These shanks are like samurai swords. I'm getting tore off the frame, or I start shooting them like Indian. A man's worst enemy is his conscience. What I have to deal with for the rest of my life is the poor decisions I made. Growing up being Hispanic, we're taught what to think, not how to think. We're deprived of our identity as individuals. So we grow up in these hostile environments where you see robbing, killing, stealing, pimping, and jugging. So growing up in these environments and without an identity, and we're taught by the school system that our leaders are Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, the Latinos, the Mexican community is ignorant of its identity. So we become a product of our environment. It's like a hot cup of coffee. You set it in a room, it becomes room temperature. And growing up in Houston, we have a culture that's very diverse of its own. So you're going to see grills like I have. You're going to see people rolling 84s talking about, hey, man, say, man, talking in a different slang. And being Latino growing up, you're gonna be confused on who you are. What do you want to accomplish? Most Hispanic families, they're doing construction. Most women, they're cleaning ladies or they're servers. So for me growing up in Houston, especially on the south side, the southeast, Reveille Park, I grew up seeing my mom be pimped out, pimping herself out, high-paid prostitute, right? So in and out with different men, breaking them. And around, I could say when I was 7 years old, I seen her overdose on cocaine. She actually died in front of me. So during the time I made a big transition and I went to go stay with my dad.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's your dad?
My dad, he really wasn't in the picture. At the beginning, from what I heard, like once you get in the streets, you hear a lot of stories. My dad was moving drugs, selling dope, whatever the case is. But when I transitioned to go stay with my dad was never in the picture. He came in the picture like 2 years later. By the time he came in the picture, he was strung out on dope. He's straight crackhead. So my grandma and my uncle raised me. And I understand that they did their best to try to help me navigate within society. But truth is, they're not my parents. And when I spoke earlier about the identity crisis, my grandma only spoke Spanish. I'm Americanized already. In the school system, they tell you you can't speak Spanish. If you speak Spanish, you're going to be in the special ed class. They're going to say that you have a disability or a learning disability. So growing up, I was lost. I was confused. I didn't know which direction to take in life. And are you familiar with Huey P. Newton? No. He's actually the founder of the Black Panther Party. He wrote a book called Revolutionary Suicide, but what I was experiencing was something called reactional suicide. Basically, we're reacting because I don't believe that no one's a criminal. No human being is born bad or just purely evil. We're just dealt a bad hand in life. Some people grow up in broken homes. Some people grow up being abused. Me, I grew up in a broken home. I was reacting to it. I didn't know how, but subconsciously I wanted to die. I felt like I wasn't loved. I felt like I didn't have direction. So me lashing out became fighting in school, having altercations, and eventually it came to turning to drugs.
When was this?
So I could say around 11 years old.
Okay.
Around 11 years old was when I fully ventured into the streets.
Are you still in school, or you just was done?
No, I was actually still in school. Like the school system in Texas, especially Houston, it's everybody has a broken family. Like public schooling, if you're not going to private school, public school is a little fucked up for the kids. There's a lot of segregation. I know the media pushes it like there's unity, amongst African Americans and Hispanics. But the truth is, we're separated. We're separated. When I was going to school at the end of the year, guess what? The blacks and Hispanics always fought each other. And just growing up in these hostile environments, I could say that what led me just to smoke, it was a way to escape. I thought that I was dulling my pain. I was numbing myself. And just going around different individuals, like I said before, that we become a product of our environments. I seen everybody robbing. I seen everybody stealing. And then I seen people that had a mom and dad, that had a family, that had people that cared about them, people that loved them. And they had the nice shoes. They had the Jordans. They had good school clothes. Me, I was wearing hand-me-downs. So what do you think happens? How do you think a kid reacts to that?
Yeah, you want the nice things, and the
Yes.
guys in the neighborhood that are driving the nice cars and have the girls and they have the nice clothes. What are they doing? Well, they're selling drugs,
Yeah.
and that's something that's accessible.
Exactly. So we become products of our environment, and then we start acting out. We're reacting to the environment around us, the emotions that we're feeling. And it's like the old saying, monkey see, monkey do. So they gave me the game young to hustle. So basically, we're gonna sell that za. We're gonna sell XOs. We're gonna sell something, right? And me, I learned pretty quick. Like going to school, I would see these kids, and I ain't never been a dumb kid. I would see these kids. They had mommy and daddy's money. I didn't have mommy and daddy's money. So the easiest hustle was I'll go get some Reggie. And back then at the smoke shops, they had these drops. And they had like cherry, mint, one called Incredible Hawk. So you'll go put some drops on a QP of some Reggie. Then you'll put it in grams and sell it at $30 a gram. And be like, it's some hydro.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll bleed them. Basically, this is some Reggie. I'm tripling my profit. On top of that, it got to the point where there's a lot of hood plexing going on in the neighborhood. So say you're from Broadway or you're from Edgebrook. You're not my people. I'm from Reveille Park.
What is hood
Hood
plexing?
plexing. Hood plexing. Basically, like growing up in the hood, you have different sides. You got the south side, the east side, the north side.
Okay,
But then inside the hood of the southeast, you have Park Place and Reveille. You got Long Drive. Then you have a Broadway. You got Edgebrook. You got Ingrando.
So the whole area is broken up into
yes,
cliques or gangs or
no,
or
it's the neighborhood.
Okay.
This is our neighborhood. That's your neighborhood. You don't cross these railroads or don't cross that freeway. We're not going to cross yours. And sometimes we might interact on a basketball court or at school. But when it comes to doing business, we'll interact. But you still the opposition. You the op. So let's say you're saying, man, I want a K-Pack. I might sell you some X here and there, and yeah, you good. You think everything's good. I might tell you eventually I got a K-Pack for you. And when you come to get the K-Pack, a K-Pack is $1,000. I'm going to go to Walgreens and go steal the multivitamins, the Popeyes, the Transformers, the Ninja Turtles. And guess what? You can get some multivitamins and you won't get God. It's an easy lick.
Right.
And it's just like growing up, it's just like this is what we do. And it's because you have false community role models. Everybody grows up and they think it's cool to be a thug, a gangster. And it's because they don't know no better, especially in the hood. They tell the youth that, hey, man, go do this, go do that. Man, we got the nice cars, we got the rings, and whatever the case may be. It took me until I got older to realize, they some fucking dope fiends. They ain't got shit going on for themselves. But that was after I came home from prison when I realized, like, man, these motherfuckers ain't shit.
When I was locked up, I thought a lot about home-cooked meals. Now that I'm free, I try to enjoy them as much as I can. That's why I like HelloFresh. It makes cooking easy, even if you're busy. The meals are simple, they taste great, and they bring everyone to the table. They've got over 100 recipes every week from all over the world. Big portions too, so nobody leaves hungry. If you're trying to eat better, they've got more than 35 high-protein meals each week. They also use good ingredients, like seafood that's sourced the right way, and chicken with no antibiotics or hormones. And the quality, you can taste it. Now they've got more seafood, grass-fed steak, and fresh produce like pears, apples, and asparagus. Because when dinner tastes this good, nothing hits like home cooking. I use HelloFresh, and you should too. Go to HelloFresh.com/ITC10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free Zwilling knife, a $144.99 value on your third box. Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
I feel like the youth don't have positive role models. We don't have positive leaders in the community. You got everybody talking about their OG, they G'd up, and they really standing on business. But the truth is, how you supposed to be the king of the hood if you don't own no property in the hood? You're supposed to be an OG, but you're not teaching the kids LLCs, DBAs, EINs, how to establish themselves and elevate themselves in the community. Instead, you're depriving the youth, and then you're poisoning our community with false education. But you're not to blame because your OG gave you the game wrong. And the ones that either made it, never gave the game back, or the sad reality is some people died or ended up going to prison for the rest of their life.
So what, how long, how old are you when you start selling?
So I was like already 11, 12.
And what are you like selling on like the corner? Or I understand you're going into school, but do you graduate school? How does that continue?
So it's just like, it just continues.
Because that's going to catch up to you in school. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to catch up to you in school.
Oh, no, I didn't catch up. Like, the truth is, the teachers are probably all high in school. So it's just like going to school, everybody's just selling, and then I'm skipping school a lot at the time. And it's just like, it's easy money. So I wanted Jordans, I wanted fresh clothes, I wanted to look good, I wanted my image to look good. But it came with a lot of repercussions and backlash, because when you're making money and you're rising, all eyes are on you, and there's always going to be a hater. Mm-hmm. And then what they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So there's always going to be someone that wants to flex with you, somebody that wants to fight you. And it caused like a lot of violence, I did a lot of fighting growing up, but it was a testimony. It was a testimony of my resilience, that I could say I'm one of the few that actually survived, where most of my friends, they're in a casket. They're not waking back up.
Well, they're not. That's not from fist fighting.
No,
this is. When do guns? Do eventually guns come into play? Or
yeah, guns were always in the picture. I remember when I first got my first gun. It was a 357. I was on Broadway. So I'm over here. I'm with one of my homeboys, and we're in the swimming pool. We got some females in the swimming pool. So a couple Crips hop the fence. They grab all our clothes. So we hop out. My homeboy don't hop out. So I end up getting jumped trying to fight for my clothes. They're mad because we're in their section and we got their females in the swimming pool with us, but we're at the community pool in the apartment complex. So I end up fighting them. I get jumped, whatever. Homeboy that was in the swimming pool got up and took off running. He didn't care about his clothes. He ran in his boxers. So I end up getting beat up. So I go to the plug, and the plug, his name's D at the time. He's a blood. I tell him what happened, and he tells me, he pulls out a 357. He's like, give me $50. You need to protect yourself. And that's how I got my first gun. And from there, it's like, truth is, I just like, ain't nobody mess with me no more. It gave me power. Everybody knew that, hey, this is, you got that burner on them. It gave you just a different status because you'll have some kids that fight, but then if they know that you have a pistol on you, they won't confront you.
Right.
Because they know, like, okay, he's going to pop it. Because if you put a dog in a corner, eventually it's going to bite you, right? So there wasn't really a lot of, like, gun violence yet. And, like, not for me anyways, right? I think some of my friends, they were involved in a lot of, like, they were gang members. So they were involved in, like, a lot of gun violence and stuff like that. But for me, I always just ran alone. I never joined a gang growing up. I was always a very educated kid. I loved reading books. And I actually enjoyed school. I loved history. I loved reading. And my life is pretty simple growing up. I was just an average Mexican kid growing up without identity, lost within the realm of existence, just wondering and imitating what I see in the neighborhoods.
How does this like progress to?
How does it progress? It stayed pretty much the same all the way until I was around like 16, 17.
Do you get arrested at any point, or you're just going to school?
I'm just going.
You're going to school selling.
I'm going to school selling drugs, and it was just like, it was easy. I seen, like, growing up, I would see all my friends, for instance, they love to do white. They love to do white. They love to get lit. And growing up, like, my mom died from it, so of course I'm not gonna do it. So I'm like, okay. And I seen they had their little nice chains from their mom and dad, or they had shoes, whatever the case may be. So what I would do, I always been very intelligent. I'll go cut it up, give them a couple lines. Everybody will be like 15 of us. We're all chilling. And guess what happens? They're going to start fiending later. And then they're going to say, hey, give me a bump.
Right.
Guess what I'm going to say? $20. I'll give you a pack for 20. Eventually, you start bleeding them. I ain't got no money. Give me your chain. Give me your watch. Give me your shoes. And it just became easy hustle. Like, one of my good friends, Flacco, he taught me, you can't be a hustler and a dope fiend. You can't get high off your own supply. Either you're going to love the money or you're going to love the dope. Some of these cats, they hustle just to support their habit. What you going to be? You want to make money or you want to give somebody else your money? You got to decide. And Flacco, man, he actually laced me up a lot. He laced me up on how to jug, how to hit licks, how to rob. He was actually like one of the big homies in the hood. Everybody respected him. And funny thing is, his dad and my dad were like best friends. So his dad didn't fuck with him. My dad didn't fuck with me. And me and him, we were just like, we kicked it, right? So, yeah.
I mean, do you graduate high school? You start robbing people?
No. So look, this is what happened. So when I'm around like 16, 17, I get incarcerated around 17 years old for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
What happened there?
So I just got done doing a play in the hood, serving some dope. So I'm at my grandma's house. Two individuals approach me. One of them starts talking reckless. He goes left, says, I disrespected his sister, starts talking shit. And I tell him, don't you know who the fuck I am? You better rewind yourself or you're going to get yourself touched. He tells me, I don't give a fuck who you are. He's an older individual. Me, I'm still a youth, minor, whatever the case. I don't give a fuck. And my homeboy that was with him, he's my neighbor at the time. He's just there. He's the one that actually called like everything was cool. So I tell him like, hey, you need to rewind yourself. He's still talking reckless. I pull the burner out on him. I'm thinking he's going to put himself in check.
Yeah.
Instead, he's still talking reckless. So the plan was just to pistol whip him. So when I pistol whipped him, I kept my finger on the trigger. And what do you think happened? Boom. They shot him in the head on my grandma's property. And I'm like, damn, I'm shocked too. I'm not going to sit here and cap and be like, oh, I was just trying to pistol whip the guy. I wasn't trying to shoot him. He lived, by the way. It just like grazed him on the side. But I go in the house, and I just had my son at the time.
How old are you?
I was 17. I just had my son at the time. And I tell my baby mama, I tell my grandma, like, man, I got to go. I give them the gun. I'm finna burn off, right? So I go outside. Man, cops are everywhere. They're everywhere. I don't
Just
know.
like that.
I ain't never seen them get there that quick. So look, they're all drawing down on me. So I'm lighting a cigarette. I'm like, all right. So I'm walking. I'm like, man, what y'all tripping on? Worst decision I should have did. They start screaming, put the motherfucking gun down. I got a cigarette. I said, man, ain't no gun. Man, they drug me. They slammed me. They beat me. They did the most. So they ripped my shirt, whatever. I'm in the back of the squad car. And I end up going to Harris County Jail. I'm 17 years old in county. I'm getting tried as an adult. At the time, I never been incarcerated. I never been a juvenile. I don't know nothing. So, of course, I'm a little scared. I'm young. But I'm like, what do I do? So the first thing I do is I make a shank. Whoever comes at me, like I'm used in the streets always having weapons, so whoever comes at me, I'm going to stab them. So they give us these plastic combs in the county. I break out all the bristles. I sharpen it on the ground. And guess what? Someone seen me and they snitched on me.
Right.
Like, man, they stay snitching on me, but I was so smart. Like in the blankets, I would stab it through the blanket and then stab it right there, and they're thick wool blankets. So I would stab it and it'll stay. So when the guards shook your cell down,
Right.
they couldn't find it, but they kept searching me. So eventually I get into it with the Morenos over there. They get mad about something. I end up getting into it with them.
What is that?
Blacks.
Oh, okay.
So I get into it with them, whatever the case may be. So I pull the banger out. I'm gonna poke them. So the essays come, they run, man, y'all tripping. They stop me. They're like, man, we don't do it like that over here. I'm like, y'all ain't even fucking with me. This is the first time y'all even talking to me. I'm over here doing my time. I mean, this is my first week in the county. And they're like, nah, like this is how it is. We're not gonna let the blacks jump on you. And it's vice versa. No one's gonna jump on them. It's about race in here. Me, I'm young. I grew up with blacks, Hispanics, and I didn't understand segregation then. I didn't even realize, like, damn, we grew up in segregation. So I'm thinking they're just on some racist stuff. So I'm like, man, I ended up fighting the black dude. I beat him up real quick in the back in the corner. We shook hands, everything. So me, I'm still not talking with the Hispanics in there because Harris County, it's very renegade. There's no structure, there's no order. You'll have some people that try to say, we're structured, we're ordered, and this is how it is, man. It's renegade. You come in with some nice pair of shoes, you're going to have 3-4 black people run up on you while you're on the shitter and take your shoes. They're going to beat you up. They're going to act like they all going to wear your shoes or something. It's just weird. You see a lot of weird stuff in the county. You see a lot of people getting killed, the officers killing the inmates. So I'm young, I'm seeing all this that's going on, and I'm like, man, where the hell am I? Well, they wake me up one night. The officers, you got to go to court. I'm like, go to court? Go to court for what? So I go. They indicted me. I got hit with 2 more aggravated robberies. I already had an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Right.
They finally got my fingerprints and my face in the system. Somebody identified me.
Identify you from what? A
photo ID.
A previous robbery?
Yes. Okay. So they identify me and they indict me. In the state of Texas, It's he said, she said.
As America turns 250 this year, it has me thinking about the people that really helped build this country. Not the ones in history books. I'm talking about American ranchers. The men and women who wake up before the sun, work long days, and keep food on our tables year after year. That's exactly why I like Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers honors that legacy by only sourcing their meat from local American farmers and ranchers. Everything from the pasture to the final seal on the box is done right here in America. I'm actually a Good Ranchers subscriber myself. In fact, my wife and I had the chicken nuggets last night and they were amazing. And that's not the only thing they have. They have steak, chicken, seafood, and more. And all of it is amazing quality. If you want to support American ranchers and get great meat at the same time, now's the time to try it. Subscribe today and get free meat plus $100 off your first 3 orders. That's $40 off your first order and $30 off your next 2. Just use my code INSIDE. That's goodranchers.com. American meat delivered.
If I say he robbed me, you're going to jail. And that holds 5 to 99. So I'm like, what? I don't even know what they're talking about at the time. I'm like, I ain't do no robberies. Y'all tripping. And then my lawyer comes, visits me. They hit me with 2 more robberies, ag robberies. I'm like, where are these robberies coming from? And
Are these robberies you've really done, or they're just indicting you?
no, they're indicting me because someone's saying that I robbed them. They're actually indicting me saying, hey, he robbed me.
Right.
And I guess
But did you actually do the robberies?
I actually did one of the robberies. Okay. I did one of the robberies, and it was on a car loans. It was on a car loans. So like when you go into car loans, it's like it was a trend during the time. Some people were hitting for the saves for about 30,000, 40,000. But I went to car loans and Slash We Buy Gold, thinking I'm gonna hit for 50,000 or I'm gonna hit for some jewelry too. I'm gonna tell you, don't believe the hype. You're not gonna hit for that much money. I'll hit for a couple thousand. It wasn't worth it. But to go in, they gotta buzz you in. So I ain't have no mask on, thinking they're all the way in the back, that I should be good. So I let
still
them,
on video.
So
right?
I didn't know they had a camera right there when they buzzed me in. So I go in and then I'll put the mask on. And guess what? That's how they got me.
Yeah.
They got me like that. That's circumstantial evidence. But the lady said that she seen me in the neighborhood before, and that's how she knew it was me. It really wasn't a strong case. My lawyer, he told me this is a weak case. Well, they got me. I got indicted for a robbery I did not commit. And it's the most craziest story. I didn't steal nothing. I didn't take nothing. I used to take a lot of Xanax back in the Gap. And I waited in line. I had a beef jerky and a soda water. I waited in line. And everybody comes to this Family Dollar. So I go, I place it on the table to buy it. But like, you ever took Xanax?
Yeah.
So sometimes like you start slurring a little bit. So I'm already like, I used to take about 5 at a time. So I'm gone.
I've never taken 5 at a time. I took what the prescription said, so I didn't slur. I was fine.
I used to take a lot of Xanax. I used to take about 5 to 20 a day, and I'll just be normal. I thought I was normal anyways. So I go to the register, and I'm asking her, hey, how much is it? I'm really slurring, looking crazy. So I'm going in my pocket to get some money out. She sees the gun on my hip. She takes off running, and I'm like, man, why the hell did she run? Like, she's tripping. They got me for aggravated robbery for that. That was their strongest case.
But you didn't take anything. Did you pay for it, or you just leave?
No, I just left the stuff on the desk, and I walked out because I'm like, oh, shit, she seen the gun.
Right.
And I walked out like nothing happened. So they tell me about that, and they show me the picture. I'm like, I didn't even rob them.
Yeah. And it's really just her word saying she saw the gun, because this gun's probably not. They probably don't have anything where you actually see a gun.
No, they actually could see the gun, because back then we used to wear them tall tees. You know, them big old shirts. So it's like we picking it up. I'm already sagging. I'm barred out.
But you weren't robbing her.
I wasn't robbing her. She tried to say that she messed up in trial. What she said that I was slurring. She couldn't understand me. And my lawyer told her, so did he say, give me the money? Do you know? Well, I think no, he did. That breaking her down, but
Yeah.
that's another story when I went to trial. But she tried to say I tried to rob her.
Right.
But that's not the case. I go there every day to get orange juice. I usually go walk around in the store and open up shit and just drink it and then go to the register. But this is the conspiracy that later came to fruition. The guy I shot in the head, he approached me behind his sister. Swears to God, me and his sister linked up, and I just dogged her out. I didn't want to fuck with her no more. Small world. Her sister knows the lady that was at the Family Dollar. I don't know what's going on. She accused me of robbing. All of a sudden, I shoot him. This case comes up. Now this other case comes up. And you know, the other case for the car loans came up because shit, I thought I was the flyest thing since airplane. I just hit a lick. I told everybody and their mama I was on social media showing money, and people don't know the cops, man, they watch social media. You got to watch what you post. You got to watch what you say. Loose lips sink ships. I thought I was fly. I thought I was going to hold money to my ear, not knowing they're going to use that evidence against me. And nobody gave me the game. That's why I told you, false community role models. Because if someone would have told me loose lips sink ships, I would have known better. But they didn't know better, so why would I know better? So I'm over here, and now I'm going to trial for this. They indicted me for 2 more aggravated robberies that they try to say I robbed civilians. That basically I just ran down on people. So I ended up going to trial. I spent around a year in there. My lawyer, we put in for a speedy trial, 90-day speedy trial. There are weak cases. The funny thing is, it's like, even my lawyer said, they couldn't point me out in person when they did the in-person lineup. They couldn't point me out. They couldn't point me out on none of the pictures, only a side view. And he said, it looks like somebody went to these people and told them that this is the person that did it.
Right.
Like coerced them.
Yeah.
Because it was only a side view. So in the state of Texas, if the victims don't show up to trial, the case is dropped. It's dismissed. I beat 2 at jury trial. So my lawyer tells me, like...
Is it because they didn't show up?
They didn't show up.
Oh, okay.
They didn't show up. It was a weak case, and the God honest truth, I did not commit them robberies.
Right.
They just placed them on me because they picked me out these pictures. So I beat 2. The DA ends up hitting me with something called extraneous cases. Every robbery in a 20-mile radius, if they said a Mexican, a Hispanic robbed them, that's on you. So they threw about 10 to 20 extra cases on me as extraneous to enhance it. My first offer was 66 years before I went to trial. How you think I felt? I felt sick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, why has it got such a hard on for you? It doesn't, you've never been arrested.
That's what I thought. Everybody in the county is saying, you never been locked up. You should get probation. You should be good. I'm thinking, it's my first time. In the state of Texas, if you kill someone, you get 5-10 years. You rob someone, you're going to get a life sentence and never go home. They hold you more accountable for robbing someone because they say that they have to deal with psychological trauma or something like that.
You're better off killing them.
Yes, you're better off killing them.
Right.
So they offer me 66 years. I'm young. I don't know what to do with all that time. I go back in the dorm. I cry. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I was a gangster. I was just really standing on business. No, I got on my bunk. I went under the cover and I cried. That hurt it. I thought I was gone for the rest of my life. So I'm like, I'm just going to take everything to trial. I'm going to fight for my life. So I beat these 2 in trial. They hit me with these extraneous after I beat them because now the DA is mad that I won in trial. My lawyer tells me, he's like, man, these other 3 cases, you got good action. Like, I could win, but I'm gonna lose one. And the one that I lose, they're gonna slam you. They're gonna slam you. And he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're white, you get about 7 years probation. Since you're Hispanic, 25 plus. If you were black, you're gonna get a life sentence. He's all, it's fucked up, but this is how the system is. He's like, right now they offer 30 years. I don't think you should take it. I think that we should try to still beat one in trial, go after the weakest one first, try to see if they'll drop something. And yeah, I'm like, man, I've never been locked up. I want probation. I'm not signing 30 years. I'm not trying to get a life sentence. Give me something that I can do. He's like, well, there's something called a PSI, a pre-screen investigation. And in the county, a PSI means please stick it in me. The reason why is because you go at the mercy of the court, of the judge. Basically, you go to trial by judge. Either you could fight it or you could confess. Me, I chose to confess. I said, man, I'm going to take life into my own hands. I'm going to give it to God. Let's see what happens. Because I'm not signing this. I didn't do these robberies. I'm going to see what I can do. So we set up, all the victims show up. Every victim showed up. And I tell them right then and there, like, man, I committed this robbery. I didn't rob this person, but I was there. This person, 2 individuals approached me on my property, and that I was in self-defense. The guy that I shot in the head, he lived. He contradicted himself on the stand. He said that I walked up on his property and just walked up and shot him. Homeboy that was with him got on the stand and said they walked up to me on my grandma's property.
Right.
So he already messed up. The ladies from the establishments, they were like, yeah, basically I wasn't just violent or nothing. I just went, got the money and left, right? The one from the Family Dollar, she tried to make me sound like a straight monster, but then she was messing up on the stand talking about, he was slurring. I don't know do you know or don't you know? So my lawyer was really, really good. And then them extraneous cases, they only let about a couple people come on the stand, but none of them could point me out. They said, do you see the person that robbed you? None of them could point me out in person. And I would never forget, there was this white guy. And I guess he owned some business, I forget. But he was telling his story. They said, do you see the guy that robbed you? He said, it was him right here. And I'm like, man, I don't even know this guy. And I had to tell him, like, I'm here confessing to the crimes that I committed and taking accountability. I'm doing this because I'm not going to do nothing older than me. Give me something that I can do. I just had a kid. Give me something that I can do because I'm not signing nothing older than me. I'm going at the mercy. I'm taking accountability. What can we do? One thing is, the judge gave me 16 years. I'm 17 years old. He gave me 16, a year under. I told him I didn't want nothing older than me.
Right. He obliged you, yeah.
I was like, man, I'm blessed. I was happy about it. I was happy, but I was still sick. I went back to the dorm and cried again.
Do they have parole in the state?
Yes, they have parole.
Well, how much time do you have to do before you're eligible?
You have to do 50% on aggravated cases.
What is this an aggravated?
It's aggravated. Anything with a weapon is aggravated.
That's still 8 years.
I ended up doing 10 and a half. So I go back, and at the time, I really didn't know about like prison gangs because Harris County it's renegade. It's a free-for-all. Everybody's for everybody. And like I said, I always thought that, okay, man, the Mexicans are just on some racist stuff. The blacks are on some racist stuff. The Mexicans eat with Mexicans. The blacks eat with blacks. Sometimes you see them mingle. I end up getting cool with homeboy named Speedy. He laces me up on what Tango Blast is. And I'm like, I'm feeling it. And he's like, we're not a gang. We're just homeboys. If somebody tries to jump on you, we're not gonna let that happen. Can't nobody put a shank in your hand and tell you go stab that person. We're not like a family. We're not like Mexican mafias. We're not like Texas syndicates. We're not like pistoleros. We're not like the ABs. We don't have chain of command. It's a democracy. You're a man before anything. No one's your superior. We're just homeboys. We're here to protect each other and protect the Mexican people. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. I aligned with my morals. Me being so young, I'm like, man, I could relate to this because I love being Mexican. Like growing up with my grandma, that's one thing that I could say that my family instilled on me, to be prideful of what you are. You're Mexican. So I end up hitting my first diagnostic unit. And diagnostics is like Garza East, Garza West. They're called transit. So I go in. I don't know nothing. They shave my head, everything. And I remember the homeboys come up to me. They're like, what's up? Where you from? I'm from H-Town. They're like, what you gonna do? Like, you gonna get down with the homeboys or Solano que es? I'm like, I've never been to prison before. And I'm really from the streets. I believe in 3 L's. Look, listen, learn. I want to sit down and observe and see what I want to do and make the right decision because I got time to do. I got 16 years. I'm not going to get a part of something and I'm not feeling it. The homeboy's like, nah, you from the city. You good, homeboy. And a good homeboy from Pasadena, he laced me up on the blast, the history. So while I'm there, I'm rocking with the homeboys. I'm chilling. They show me nothing but love in diagnostics. So in 2 weeks, I end up getting shipped because after diagnostics, you don't stay in diagnostics. That's where they test you for like HIV, your blood drawing, and they station you all over Texas. So they sent me to a CCA because CCAs were in Texas at the time. So this is around like 2013. So they sent me to a place called Willacy.
So CCA is their private facility, right?
It's a private facility.
It's a Correctional Corporation of America or something like that. I forget.
Yeah. So I end up going, and instead of all white, it's all orange. So I go in, and the homeboys come up again on me. Where you from? I'm from H-Town. They're like, what you gonna do? You gonna blast or you solo? I said, shit, I'm gonna blast. Because I already had it in my mind. From everything I heard and I seen the way the homeboys conducted themselves, I was like, it resonates with me at the time, and I'm gonna get down with the homeboys. And a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, you shouldn't get down with gangs when you're in there, or you shouldn't do. People that speak up on it never been in the environment. They don't understand or see the things that we see in there and the dynamics, the segregation, and the violence that happens, and the exploitation, the extortion. So me going in, and I told them I'm gonna blast at the time, I was still ignorant. I was just thinking, how was it diagnostics? We're all gonna be cool together, right? Like, we're all homeboys. Guess what they say? They're like, okay, you on blast? Homeboy's like, hey, he's gonna be a homeboy. Let's run him. I'm like, okay, come on. They're gonna run a check on you. They're gonna throw you in the blender. They're gonna jump you for about 45 seconds and try to kill you. So I'm like, all right. And they're like, nah, like, give him 2 weeks, put him on probation so we watch how he conducts himself. And the homeboy's like, nah, the quicker he gets blasted in, the quicker he gets blasted out. They took me to the back and they tore me off the frame. They split my eye, everything. So I'm like, all right. So now I'm on bunk. I'm on the bunk for 2 weeks. I'm healing up.
Right.
They give me commissary. They give me hygiene. Heal up. Every time it's count time, act like you're asleep. Put your ID right there.
Right.
So
that way they don't see that you're all fucked up, and that way you don't have to go to the shoe. You don't have to get
Yeah. So I'm healing up, and 2 weeks hasn't even hit. Like, I'm still like bruised up. They're like mandatory rec. So everybody goes to the rec yard. They're like, we're gonna set it off with the Mexican mafias. Like, we're gonna turn up. If you want to earn your stars, hey, this your chance. Like, you got to put in work. It's not a free ride. So I'm like, shit, I'll do it.
What happened to hanging out with the homeboys and just not getting involved with the gang?
That's
That
what
was for at the other place.
No, that was in the county.
Okay.
They told me that you don't got, it's all in your heart. No, guess what? When it's time to set it off, you got to ride.
Okay.
If not, they're going to ride on you after they done with them. So I'm like, I'll do it. Okay. So they come in at chow time. It's overstood. Right when everybody goes to chow, we're going to set it off all over the unit, all at the same time.
Is there a reason for that? Like, why are they doing this? In general, did something go wrong? Was there a truce that was broken?
So to give you history about Tango Blast, we got a saying: if you ain't blasting, you ain't lasting. Tango Blast means together against negative gang organizations. 4 cities, 1 mission: Houston, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth. We're the most vicious and ruthless penitentiary gang. The way we run, we're against extortion. Ain't nobody gonna extort the Mexican people. No one's gonna take advantage of those that are not gonna fight for themselves. And this is the philosophy that they try to impose on everybody coming in. So what Mexican Mafia did at the time, they try to recruit. They weren't allowed to recruit because you're a family. You're not allowed to recruit on this prison. So they picked somebody up. Word got around quick that they're picking up everybody and they're telling people to stay quiet. So what do you think they're trying to do? They're trying to establish numbers and try to take us out. So before they could take us out, now we got to smash them all off the unit. And that's what they did. They try to recruit when they're not allowed to recruit. We do not allow families, Mexican families, to recruit. Tango Blast does not allow families to recruit in Texas prisons.
Okay.
So
you're in the yard.
I'm in the yard. They tell us that, hey, we're going to set it off. So we go back in. Chow time comes. It was just my luck that we had one of their captains on our dorm. So we usually try to give them an opportunity just to catch out. So it's him and 4 other people. So I go up to him, and this homeboy Geico with me, he's like, hey, you got to go. Like, your people, they fucked up. Y'all got to go. And they're on something like, he's like, I can't do that because it's against their bylaws. So right when he said that, what you think I did?
Swung on them?
I took flight. We set it off. Now we're killing them. We're stomping them out. We're killing them. The officers, they run, finna shoot the gas. Guess what happens? All their radios going off everywhere. They just set it off over here, across the way. They don't know what to do. By the time they come, everybody's just like this. We're just sitting down. They're already dead. We're just sitting down like nothing happened. You had a couple crash dummies still stomping them, though. You feel they want to feel like it's overkill. They ain't even moving no more. So they lock us down, whatever the case may be, right? And now everything's good. We're going back in normal rotation. We start going to war with different tangos. Corpitos didn't jump. Paisas didn't jump during the riot. The only people that jumped were the other tangos like Bayucos and the Orejons. Those are different tangos. They run their own city. But they jumped and showed support against the family. So we all went at it against the smaller tangos. We stripped them of their tables, and they weren't allowed to recruit on the CCA. This is a transfer unit. So I'm thinking, man, prison is like real tough. Oh, this ain't got nothing on what I'm finna tell you. But I'm going through life in prison thinking, damn, this is real chill, laid back. And you know what K2 is?
Mm-hmm.
So we're manipulating the female officers at the time. you know how it is. Like we're trying to make some money. So they're like, hey man, like go shoot at her. She good. And when the streets they say if she looked, she took. And female kept looking at me. Homeboy's like, shit, if you could get her to drop something off, I got the dope. And my people give it to her. So I go run a play with her. Boom, we got the dope. I'm thinking this is. He's like, man, it's just like. I'm like, okay. So we roll up, and I roll up a fat blunt. Worst decision I ever made. So look, I'm over here smoking, and I don't know what's happening. I remember like, man, I need to go to sleep. So I go lay on the bunk. Next thing I know, I'm seizing up. I'm dying. I'm trying to get up. And I see my whole life flash before my eyes. It was like I was in the Matrix.
Right.
And basically had a higher power over me telling me that I'm part of a computer simulation and that I failed my task in life. And I'm like, I'm trying to fight. I don't know what's going on. And everything goes black. Everything goes black on me. I end up waking up with lights around me.
You're in the hospital or the infirmary?
I don't know where I was. I don't know who I was. All I remember is them saying he's back. I think they brought me back to life. So I try to get up and I don't know where I'm at, who I'm at. And I feel someone grab me and say, sit down. I look at him, I push him off. So he acts like he's gonna slap me. So I flinch. My first reaction was to take flight. So I take flight on him. Whole time he's a sergeant, I start beating him up. Now I'm on top of him, punching him. The nurses run out. All them officers came and they tore me off the frame. I ain't never been beat up like that in my life. So they ended up taking me to the back after they restrained me, had handcuffs on me. And they beat me up some more. They slammed my head against the wall multiple times until my head was inflated like a potato. And while they were beating me up, the only logical thing I could think of doing was screaming. Because they'll stop every time I scream. They'll be like, shut up. And I'm like really fucked up. My hands are bleeding. I still got marks on my wrist from the handcuffs. And I'm like really, really fucked up. Eventually they stop. They take me to the holding cell. They make me strip out all my clothes because there's blood everywhere now. I'm ass naked in the holding cell now. I end up going to sleep. And I wake up in the morning. And when I wake up, I'm remembering what happened. I said, man, what the fuck? Now the warden's coming talking about, dumb motherfucker, you're going to get a lot more fucking time. We're going to hit you with 20 extra years. And I hear him. I said, man, fuck you. I already got 16. Throw another 20. I don't care. Because in this era, I don't care about nothing. I'll go do... I'd have did the whole 16. I'm still young. I'm ignorant. I got a lot of animosity and anger in me. So he comes, looks. He's like, who's you talking to? He goes, looks. You know what he says? He says, oh my God. Call the medics. Call the medic. I don't know how I'm looking.
Right.
So they come get the medics. And I don't get a free roll case because they beat me up so bad that I looked deformed.
Right.
So they wrote me a case for basically like assault on a public servant. I got my rights read. It didn't get processed because they had to take pictures and documentations of how I look compared to how the sergeant looked.
Right.
Sergeant only had a busted lip. You go see how I look, I don't look normal at all.
No.
I got bruising from my face all the way to my legs. Because they were beating me up. They were hitting me everywhere on my body. And I was just high as fuck getting beat up. So now I'm in the holding cell and I'm hitting my first row unit. They G4 me. G4 is a 23-hour lockdown. They sent me to one of the worst units in Texas. They call it Burn in Hell, Clemens unit. So everybody hears stories about Texas prisons and which ones are bad. This is one of the worst prisons because it's nothing but young men in there. Never coming home. All they do is fight. So I'm going up the stairs. I'm G4 at the time. And everything is on fire. The windows, the trash can, you can't see nothing. The mattresses are outside the cell on the floor on fire. It's burning your eyes and your face. So now I'm walking up the steps. I go in my cell, whatever, and I'm waiting for chow time. So I end up coming out, going to chow. So we're getting our hour out.
Well, I don't understand. You just said the whole place was on fire. What?
The officers don't care.
Oh,
They don't care. They're just sitting right there.
I think you're like, don't they move you guys out to the yard? Don't they have to put out the fires? Don't they have to clean out the cells? Don't they have no?
There was no safe prison then. It was just 2017, 18, they started establishing safe prison. Back then, like 2013, it was straight renegade. The officers were real corrupt. So there's a Nigerian right there, just right there, reading his book. That's the officer while I go up to my cell. So he's like, roll it. He rolls it. I go in my cell, whatever. So I come out. All the Mexicans pull up on me. I'm like, shit, I'm a homeboy. I'm blasting. You know what they tell me? You ain't blasting here. You gonna be a chava. We heard about you.
What's that?
Basically a hoe. That basically I was gonna wash boxers.
What do you mean they heard about you?
That's what I'm saying.
Sounds to me like you're fighting with officers.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what? At the time, I didn't know what it was called. It was called a Hollywood. Basically, you'll get 15 people to circle the new guy. He might be from any other unit in Texas. His name might be good, but we're going to see if we could break him and make him a hoe. Because some people will fight all day, but are they strong mentally? If 15 people tell you what you're going to do, fight, fuck, or bust a 50, some people going to be like, I'm going to pay you. Because they see 15 people and they're going to break because they don't want to pay that ass whooping. They get scared. So they tell me this. I look at them, I don't know what's going on at the time. Like, nobody ever laced me up about this part. Me, I'm very prideful. So they tell me that I'm going to pay and some crazy stuff, or I need to leave. I tell them I don't believe in catching out. You got to do what you got to do. So I take my shirt off. Come on. So homeboy's like, oh, you think you stiff. Now we're finna fight. Another homeboy's like, man, chill. Y'all tripping. Like, chill. We don't get them. So now they're feeding me to the dogs. Like, they ain't fucking with me. They saying I'm not a homeboy. That I can't blast over here. I'm telling them I'm a homeboy. They got me fucked up. So a day or two goes by. They're still feeding me to the dogs.
What does that mean, you feeding you the dogs?
Basically, they're saying, like, you can't fuck with the homeboys. Okay. You're not a homeboy. They don't want to talk to you, associate with you, nothing. And they acting like they finna jump you.
Okay.
Me, they got me fucked up. I already catch through a grapevine they have an issue going on. They try to tell me, like, you're not a homeboy. You can't be at our juntas, our meetings. Me, I'm still going in. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm a homeboy. There was a guy named Bin Laden. He was a Muslim and a Crip. He was a mixed breed, black and Hispanic. He had an Astro star on him. He told our homeboy, hey, I'm a homeboy. I need some hygiene. I'm fucked up back here. And in our rules, you have to give hygiene to a homeboy. It's mandatory. The homeboy gives him a lot of hygiene. He gets out of lockup, comes to G4, and he tells the blast, hey, acting like a homeboy to get hygiene. I did that. Y'all want to line this bitch up? We can. Do what y'all want to do. I'll pay y'all back, but I'm letting y'all know what it is. I fucked up back there. Y'all fucked up about it. We squabble. So now the Muslims are like, this our people, because Muslims run like a gang. Mm-hmm. We're going to ride behind them. We're going to discipline our people. Homeboys are on some shit like, nah. We're going to set this bitch off and kill him. Because the way he came at it. Me, I go up and say, hey, look. I'm going to go whoop that hoe. They already feeding me to the dogs. I caught wind, but I'm a homeboy. I'm gonna go whoop that hoe. Homeboy Chewbacca's like, man, bro, you ain't even certified, bro. Like, the fuck you speaking up for? Like, you ain't even been checked in yet. Homeboy Blue's like, nah, homeboy, let him get his chance to shine. And if he don't shine, we'll do him and Bin Laden in. We kill two birds with one stone. All right, come on. So we go to the chow hall. The Muslims are over there. The blast is over here. Me and Bin Laden fight. I three-piece Bin Laden. I split his wig open. I didn't know at the time how prison rules are. So when he drops, what you think I did? I was going to go stomp him. Because my only fight was with the Mexican mafias and I got to stomp him. So I'm thinking it's okay to go stomp him. Homeboy grabs me like, hey, chill, puppet. Like, you tripping. He's like, go, get out the chow hall. You got to go. So boom, I leave. So I'm going back to the dorm. I got away. I go up. And the officer tells me, you blasting? I'm like, yeah, I'm blasting. He's like, go in there, fade that. So I see two big old Mexicans, shirts off, hands wrapped. I go in there and we start fighting. They start jumping me because they're initiating me now. So now I'm getting tore off the frame. Boom, 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 boom. We're getting, that's it. Boom, I'm good. You're a homeboy. You faded that.
This is horrible. This is a horrible story. These are horrible things. This is bad.
This is what happens in prison. So they tear me off the frame. The officer's watching it. He's like,
He's the one, he buzzed you in.
yeah. Because the way prison operates, the officers cause the majority of the corruption in Texas prison. People think, oh, the inmates are, no, it's actually the officers. 9 times out of 10, if there's an issue, it's because of officer. They'll come in and be like, hey, man, y'all not going to go to commissary. Y'all not going to go to rec. Y'all not going to do nothing like this. Because he wanted to jack off on me. He wanted to disrespect me. So it could be a blood or crip or someone that did some disrespectful shit to her. So now she puts him on blast, makes everybody suffer. Now it's an issue. Y'all need to handle y'all people. Sometimes they're going to be like, we're not going to handle our people. Now we set off a riot. We kill each other because this officer. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's like this female officer, she belongs to the blast. She's bringing us dope. A blood or a crip tries to talk to our officer to get drugs. Now you try to step on our toes. Now we're going to war. So the majority of times when it comes to politics, it's over the officers because they start all the corruption. They cause all the problems. If the officers just stayed out of everything, prison would be a safe place. So they end up taking it to me. And I was good, though. I was good after that. The next day, we had Host Squad. You know what Host Squad is? So you ever watch them old slave movies?
No.
So look, them old slave movies, bro, where they're out there in the field picking cotton, picking carrots, and miles of grass, and you can't see nothing? You can't see nothing but grass. Grass, cornfields, everything. So they take us at 4 a.m. with an Aggie. You're marching. Everybody got to march. Hundreds of us. Then we all get in a line in a lot of rows. You pick up your Aggie, and you say, we're rocking on it. You rock for hours until about like 4 or 6 in the afternoon from 4 a.m. You just hit the ground like a slave. It's because Texas is one of the biggest industries. It's a prison state. Mm-hmm. They get money off the inmates. On top of that, they sell a lot of the food and the crop that we pick to like H-E-B and stuff. You ever seen the sticker that says Dayton on it?
Probably.
Like on a banana?
Right.
It's from Texas prison. The inmates pick it and sell it. TDC sells it. Texas has its own economy, and it's through prisoners. It's modern day slavery. They use the inmates as slaves to pick cotton because we make clothes. We make all sorts of stuff, and we got a lot of food. Because we get the crops.
Right.
We have the cow farm. We slaughter cows. We have everything. But the inmates do it.
Right.
So we're over here. We're rocking on it. Oh my God, worst experience of my life. Like I was like, my first time walking, I'm like, man, I'm a real life slave. But before I did that, like this was the first time I ever did a whole squat. They thought I was supposed to get beat up during my heart check. So homeboy was like, homeboy Payaso was like, damn, homeboy, you supposed to be in the cell healing up. But I already learned from my last one, my first heart check, to guess what? Take it to him hard. You feel me? Back then, the first heart check, I was in the corner. This were open day room. So I'm like, man, you speaking up like you fucked up about it. Like, bro, shit, you get it? You want that one-on-one? He ain't want the one-on-one. Homeboy's like, chill. That's when we went to whole squad because it was early in the morning. But that's when I realized, like, man, I'm a real life slave in prison. I'm a real life slave. And it was just so unreal. Seeing the dynamics of everything that's going on, and that's what really made me start like educating myself, because I was in 23-hour lockdown. One thing that I could say saved me was educating myself through books, because I seen everybody smoking K2, doing crystal meth, everybody dope fiend out over there. Me, I didn't want to touch K2 no more after my experience. Mm-hmm. And I ended up getting my line class down back to G2, so I went to general population. So people used to think that I was a little slow in prison, like my first couple years, because I didn't talk. I didn't talk to nobody. I was quiet. Remember, like I told you earlier, look, listen, learn? Mm-hmm. So I was like real observant. And are you familiar with Machiavelli the Prince? Machiavelli said to be great, you got to imitate great men.
Yeah.
So I was already reading, educating myself, and I would watch everybody. I would look at this individual. Like there was a homeboy named City Boy, and the way he conducted himself, how all the other homeboys looked up to him. Because the way he spoke aggressive, and he just swayed them. And then you had homeboy Marquez. He was speaking for the blacks. You had different speakers on different roles. And homeboy Marquez, the homeboys flocked with him because he always did what was right by the bylaws. Like basically like, man, fuck that. If the blacks come and try to take a Solano's shoes, we're going to set this bitch off. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. So I'm over here, I'm watching everybody, and I'm like, okay. So when I finally made it back to general population, I felt like it was time. I started talking my shit. I started politicking. I started dibble and dabbling in politicking. And they were like, man, who the fuck is this? This motherfucker won't shut the fuck up. He's pushing issues left and right. We getting homeboys smoked left and right because I'm speaking up on it. Because being a child without a mom, a dad, or a positive role model growing up in that environment, we're going to become a product of our environment. And you're going to feel like, man, these are like my brothers, right? I don't got nobody else. Nobody's sending me commissary. No one's giving nothing. Like, this is all I know. I was actually raised by the state of Texas. I was raised by the homeboys growing up and going in prison. They raised me and they taught me, like, this is right, this is wrong. And I'm going to say they taught me wrong. And it took me to get a little more mature to realize, like, damn, they gave me the game wrong as fuck. But while I was in there, I thought, man, this was a righteous cause, because you see what the other gangs try to do. You'll see a black. He'll go up to a little Mexican. They'll run in the cell during chow hall. They'll take his commissary and his shoes. We'll tell him, clean this shit up. You got to fight. So he's going to fight the black. They're going to squabble. But we give the Bloods or the Crips, whichever gang he's associated with, the opportunity to discipline him. You got 72 hours. The whole time you really only got 24. Right when this fight starts, we're going to set this bitch off and stab the fuck out that motherfucker. And we're going to kill him. And we're going to kill all of y'all. So that's what we usually do. It happens all the time. So I thought this was righteous, man. We're protecting our people. And it's very segregated. The blacks sit on one side, the Mexicans sit on the other side. But the distinctive is between the blacks and the Hispanics, you'll have the blacks, they're more eager to fight amongst themselves, right? The Hispanics, they're more structured. You have to have your cell clean. You have to have fresh whites. You have to conduct yourself this way. You can't have bad paperwork. Basically, we check paperwork coming through the door. If you're a chomo, you're a offender, you gotta go. The blacks, on the other hand, if you're a offender in prison, guess what? They're gonna be like, man, that's live. Like, you did that. They don't care. They pick up anybody.
I noticed that in Coleman and the Medium that they didn't really care if you had sex charges or anything.
Yeah.
They'd give them a good excuse and then they'd be fine.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, we grew up,
yeah.
went to school. Some bullshit. But that's how they're structured. So they get a lot of numbers. They act wild. They'll let their people just run wild. And that's why it's always conflict between blacks and Hispanics.
I always noticed, too, that the Mexicans would show up. I've said this before. And they just walk in the dorm. They'd have a quick conversation. And they'd have a bag of commissary. They'd have shower slides. They'd have locks. They'd have toothbrush, toothpaste. They'd have everything soup, everything they needed immediately that they would take. Their community would immediately come out of nowhere and just give them all their stuff, put them in a cell. And nobody else really, very few did that. I got a couple, when I got there, I got a few guys. There was a few guys. Like, I did get some stuff, but it wasn't like the Mexicans.
Yeah, it's because, like, the way the blast works, we have a treasury, right? But we run all the drug trade in prison. Like that saying, if you ain't blasting, you ain't lasting, it's a real life saying. We run everything. We have a treasury where, let's say we all go to the store, we're all selling drugs, we're making money. We're going to all there's always like 20, 40 of us on a wing together. We're all going to put $5 in the treasury. The speaker's going to hold it. So if we go on lockdown, we always got food. And in the treasury, we 2 for 1 to the blacks, to the whites. We're doubling our money every store. So if a homeboy got a check, he got beat up, we give him some food. A new homeboy comes, he ain't got nothing, we give him something. They need hygiene, we give him something. Homeboy don't go to the store, we give him something. And then homeboy wants to make some money, here's some dope, put some money in your pocket. Let's make some money. So we're living like we're in a whole different society, a whole different world in there. You lose track of days. You think that what you're doing is right. Like, you'll do so much violence. Like, I remember my first time doing violence in prison. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I was scared as fuck. I remember the Bloods stole homeboy's shoes from the shower. We found out it was this fool. So I don't know what's going on. I'm fresh on the unit. I'm thinking we still fight. I go down there like, hey, come here, homeboy. Hey, we're going to set this bitch off. So there's 20 Mexicans. They start pulling out a bag with shanks. And these shanks are like samurai swords. So everybody's getting them. So they finally give me one. And at that moment, I tell myself, like, I really want to be like, hey, man, y'all tripping here. Like,
right.
But I look up, and all of them have shanks. And in that moment, I knew it's either kill the opposition or get killed.
Right.
And in the chow hall, we set it off. It's no choice. You'll see people in these situations when it happens. Guess what happens? They'll drop the shank on the floor. They freeze up. Me, I like to live. I didn't want to die. And it was moments like that after you set off a riot the first time and put in work, subconsciously it affects you. Because, like, there's something in your nature or in your heart that you know it's not right. And then you start running heart checks on people. Like, I remember my first heart check. It was on homeboy from Southwest. It was me and homeboy Changu. He comes in, he gets a heart check. We run him. Boom, 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 boom. We beat him up so bad. He got he literally got jumped by about 10 people. Basically, he got like a 2-on-1, another 2-on-1, another 2-on-1, all fresh people beating him up. I was like, I'm gonna do a 1-on-1 with him because after the 2-on-1, we really fucked him up. Like his whole face caved in. So we're beating him up. I'm like, I'm gonna do a 1-on-1. Homeboy City Boy and Homeboy Marquez is like, kill that hoe, break him. So we're going. I'm like, I tell City Boy, like, I'm not gonna keep punching on him. Look at him, like I'm scared because, like, like, fuck, like he don't look right. And they're like, so Homeboy City Boy and Marquez, everybody starts mashing the gas on him, trying to break him and make him a hoe, because this is how they run their heart checks. And Homeboy ended up making it. And I remember like that feeling. I was like, and Homeboy City Boy was like, nigga, when I tell you to go, when I tell you to mash the gas, you don't stop. You break them. They're getting mad at me because I slowed down, and it was because it's not human nature just to like go harm another human being. Either you got to be on some drugs at the time or it's survival. In this moment, it was more survival. And it was like, they're getting mad at me because I didn't mash the gas. And then I remember the next day, I'm like, damn, like I'm gonna see if Homeboy's okay. So at the time, Homeboy's face was like this. It's like an airhead, right? When he went in the cell. Like, you ever seen the airhead commercial? It's like this, like it's blown up and inflated. All his bones were broken. So when I walked by his cell, it looked like something ate his face. Like he didn't look normal. You couldn't even see his eyeball no more. He ends up getting shipped off the unit. They put like a metal plate or something. We found out later. He survived. But it was moments like that made me like realize, like, man, I could lose my life in here.
But these are your own people doing it.
Yes, and that's what a lot of kids don't know. They go to prison, especially like Houston, Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth. Everybody says, man, I want to be a homeboy. I want to get down with the blast. But they don't know that, and the blast ain't what it seems. I would never recommend anybody to join a gang. I would never recommend anybody to even go to prison, man. Stay home and educate yourself, because prison is a whole different world. And while I was in there, you have to do these things. It's not that I want to do it or I glorify this. You do it, but after doing it so much times, you start laughing about it. You have fun about it. Like
You become desensitized to the
yes.
violence.
You'll go in people's cells, split them with dominoes, split their wig open, left and right. It happens every other day. So a homeboy owes somebody money, didn't want to pay him $50. Guess what? We're going to act like we're going to discipline him. We're going to kill him. We're going to throw him in the corner like it's nothing. So this is what we're doing every day. Like it's normal.
Can we stop? I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
This is horrible, bro. I'm sticking with federal prison. Every time these guys would come in from state prison and start to tell stories where they're talking about getting into shanking each other or gang shit or anything, I could listen for a few minutes and I'd be like, yeah, I just can't. And I just leave because that just was not, even when that was happening, it was in the medium security prison I was in and the low, it was totally up to you if you wanted to participate. Like I taught GED. I worked all day. I got in at night, went to my cell, read, it's lights out, I wake up, I go back to work. Even on the weekends, I go to the rec yard, I walk the track. Maybe a bunch of guys get together and they play fucking games. There are gang stuff, there's things going on. That's got nothing to do with me. And nobody ever suggests that they want you to be involved. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where you talk to these guys from state prison, like you're saying, like you're either a part of a gang or you're a victim. But that wasn't how it was in the federal prison. Now, in the pen, yes, that could happen. That definitely happened maybe in the pens. But I was never in a pen.
Yeah.
So when I hear these stories, I just think, this is fucking horrible. And you always hear about the kid that gets 5 years, is told to go stab somebody, and ends up stabbing somebody.
And gets like 45 years. It happens a lot, believe it or not.
Fucking horrible. That's why I hate these fucking stories, bro, because it's like, I get it. It's so it's such a shitty, unfair situation to be in because you sold some fucking drugs, or I got into a fucking these guys are shooting at us. We shot back. I hit somebody. It's a fucked up situation. I was raised in the projects. Everybody I know is selling drugs. I don't see that I really have a choice. I don't know what else to do. You're either joining a gang or you're getting the shit kicked out of you when you try and walk home from school. Like,
yeah, it's because like I say it like this: the system, they don't understand the circumstances that we face. They want to label us, especially like me being Mexican. They right now with the media and how it's portraying it, they're saying that we're savages, we're rapists, we're doing this, we're doing that, and they discriminate. And they discriminate against the minorities or people committing crimes, and they want to say, "Oh, he just went and shot this person. He just went." No, the stuff that goes on in the hood, stuff happens. They want to go start crying on TV. My son was just a saint, not knowing that your son just robbed this guy 2 weeks ago, and he just came back and got his lick back. Y'all don't know what's going on, but the media portrays it as like we're just ruthless and violent. No, we have our own society. It's like we're living like barbarians, like savages. So you have your own king, that'll be like the OG, and then you'll have your little foot soldiers, the sergeants, the lieutenants, whatever the case may be. But they want to portray kids as criminals. No, we never committed a crime we didn't have to do. We're victims of circumstance. Like I said before, you set a hot cup of coffee, you set it in a room, it becomes room temperature. We are products of our environments. Like I told you earlier, when I became desensitized from doing these acts, a part of me always knew that it was not right. And I didn't realize it until around 2017. We were supposed to put in some work and kill somebody. I hit him in the head with some dominoes, split his head back open, top to bottom. We thinking he's dead. We throw him in the corner. We've been doing this. Next day, they say, "Hey, speaker, come here." I'm on Clemens Jr. at the time. They come, they get me. They lock me up. They hit me with organized crime, grab my rights. I end up going to G5.
They hit you with the organized crime?
Organized crime, participating as a member of Tango Blast. And they read my rights because they started in place in safe prison around 2017. So if someone across the pod or across the unit gets hurt, you're a gang member, you're confirmed, we're gonna come get you. It happened on my dorm.
How many guys get grabbed for that?
Only the people on gang file.
Okay.
So they came grab me and a couple people. They said, "Speaker," they get me and they tell me, we got you this time. You fucked up. You thought he was dead? He lived. I'm like, fuck, like I don't even know what you're talking about. Were you there? Did you see it? I ain't do nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about. All he did was say, "Man, the blast did this to me." He didn't say who because he didn't know who. He was just getting punched down, and I hit him in the head with a couple dominoes, and 5 other people ran up, and we just started killing them. It's normal. So I end up going to G5, and G5 it's the worst time I had in prison. They shipped me to Gib Lewis sometime, and I could say when I went over there, I learned that a man's worst enemy is his conscience. It eats at you. It devours you. And like you realize that every violent act was wrong. If you're a human being, you're a spiritual person, something in your spirit tells you it's wrong. And it's just like your mind starts playing tricks on you. I remember there was one thing that would kill me, and it was just this. It was knocking because they make holes in the wall, but it just drives you crazy. Like you don't have no TV. You're 23-hour lockdown. You're locked in the cell all day. You're with your own thoughts. You're in complete solitude like a hermit. And most people, they kill themselves over there. People start playing with their shit. And it's like, I could say that I went crazy in there, but I'm one of the few that I survived. I got out. But it took me to do a lot of self-reflecting and overcoming my own demons and seeing life different because I knew that, man, this wasn't right. What I'm doing, everything I'm doing. And back there, like, we go to war as well, but it's different. Like, let's say, for instance, that you get magazines. Like, there was a guy named Diamond. I was getting magazines. He told me, hey, bro, let me read your magazines. I said, man, fuck you, bitch. You ain't getting shit. You's a hoe. I'm telling him through the door. So you know what he does, right? He shits me down.
What does that mean?
A shit bomb. He shits in a bottle, gets a string, whips it out the slot, and throws it, hits my door. Now my whole door smells like shit. So what I have to do now is I got to shit in a cup with piss, let it sit for 2 weeks, pay the SSI some stamps to give me a couple wires. I dip it in, get the boxers, right? And now I'm going to war with him. Every time he comes out, the officers have him. So I go to war, I start shooting him like an Indian. So, because if you hit him, there's no cure for that. I'm going to kill you. So we go to war like that, and you start, like, you're playing in your shit. Like, you don't realize, like, I done seen so many people, like, start eating their shit, going crazy. And the worst part is, it's like, I remember one time, I'm chilling, and there was a guy upstairs. And there's a white guy. He was trying to extort everybody. He says, man, if y'all don't give me y'all food, y'all ain't having no power. And he'll pop the socket. He'll turn off the power. So everybody wants to kill him and beat him up because he keeps turning off the power. So we ain't got no radio. We ain't got no power in the cell. We're all going crazy. And I remember telling them, like, man, fuck you, pussy. And he's like, man, what you gonna do? I said, man, when you come down the stairs, I'm finna pop you. And he's like, man, fuck you, you border jumping monkey. Oh my God, it set up the whole wing between all the Mexicans shooting at all the whites because he called me a border jumping monkey. Like, it was just like, now everybody's going to war. We're fucking, everybody's playing in shit. We're all trying to kill each other. He's kept the power off the whole time. He put, razor blades inside the socket. So every time they flip the breaker, it turns back off. So what we had to do to get the power on, we said, no power, no sleep. So me and a couple of my neighbors, there's still walls. We start kicking it. We kick it so much, we take turns until it drives you crazy because you don't have nothing. You're going crazy inside a cell. Picture this. You're inside a box, smaller than this. You only got a cell, a restroom. Probably ain't got no mattress. And it's like 20 degrees. It's freezing. It's like you're in a concentration camp. You're in a chamber. You lay on the mattress, it's cold. Your bones are cold. You hurt. You feel like you're going to die. Like you're losing your mind, and your only comfort is this radio for your power. Mm-hmm. And they turn that off. Now you're hearing people screaming. You're hearing, sometimes you might have a cellmate in there. You hear people getting raped. You just, shit's going on all the time. You don't know what's going on. But he turned the power off. So now we're not going to let you sleep. So we did it for about 2 days. Eventually, guess what he did? He turned the power on. He ended up moving. He didn't want to come out the cell. He put in a thing saying that he can't be around because his cellie was another white boy. So we're shooting at his cellie. His cellie ended up beating him up in the cell and told him he got to go. Like, you're going to get me killed because you're causing too much problems.
Right.
But he was actually extorting people. You ain't going to have no power. You don't give me this meal.
Right.
You need to slide me some food. And he ain't coming out the cell. He's just going to turn power off. And it's just like he was using just the common arts of war on us. Like, you know, when Caesar and them used to go to war, they used to be like, okay, what do we need to cut first? We need to cut their lifeline, their food, their supplies. Let's go burn their villages. He was so smart. He says, I'm going to cut their lifeline, their power, and I'm going to take their resources. And it was just during this time that I was just like, man, I was almost like losing my mind though. Like, I swear to God, I thought about suicide every day. I thought about myself every day. And I did a lot of praying during that time. Like, it's surprising what the human conscience would do. And like I said, a man's mind is his worst enemy. How it eats at you, the dreams, the night sweats. It's cold, 20 degrees in there. You're cold, you're freezing. You feel like you're already dying. And it's like your demons are coming out. They're attacking you.
You know, I like that saying, you suffer more in your mind than you do in reality.
Yes, and it was something I couldn't explain. I ended up getting my line class back. I went to population on Gib Lewis. And on this unit, I was speaking for all of Tango Blast eventually, in about like a matter of 2 months. And this is a maximum security unit, so basically I got the world in my hand. And I started implementing a lot of stuff for the homeboys, positive stuff, because what I have to deal with for the rest of my life is the poor decisions I made. How you said earlier, you go tell someone that got 5 years, go put in some work, y'all want to earn a star on you. They kill him, he gets 45 years, making a wrong decision that affected people's lives. I did that. I know how it feels like having all the power. You want to go to war. You feel like you're never going home. So you're just doing it. You're lost in the system. But I came out and I'm like, okay, mandatory school, mandatory workouts, no K2. We're gonna smoke you. If you're smoking that Zai, you're going crazy. We're gonna smash you out. And just enforcing certain stuff, positivity. You're not gonna be in the cell all day. You gotta either go to work or go to school. Hold down the benches, stay clean, stuff like that. But something that's offering more growth for the kids coming in. Things that I wish that people would have told me. And I got in a lot of fights with other homeboys behind it. They say you're not supposed to fight your homeboy, but I fought a lot of my homeboys because they're stuck in their ways. They feel like they're 30, 40. They've been there 20 years. I only been here, going on 8 years. They feel like, oh, man, I'm an OG. I don't give a fuck what you are. You're an old dope fiend. You'll get beat up. I don't give a fuck. I'll whoop you. So I had like a lot of issues, but everything was good. I implemented a lot of good stuff, and I didn't resign from a gang due to the simple fact that I knew that, man, you can't be one foot in, one foot out. I see a lot of people, they ended up siding back saying, oh, I went to God and stuff like that. But I know, like they have the old saying in there, the people that pray get prayed on. So I try to just instill more Christian doctrine in me and make wiser decisions that I know if I committed something or we're going to do something, it affects all of us as a whole. If someone messes up, instead of killing them, just leave, bro. Or we're going to take it to you. And I let them leave. We weren't going to war no more. We found a way to communicate, to de-escalate issues. And that's what G5 taught me. But you always have some dumb motherfuckers, though. And me being on that unit, I got into it with the blacks all the time. All the time. And it was because it was more about money on Gib Lewis. You have people with female officers. We're breaking the holes. We're having them fucking shove dope up their pussy. We got the black girls putting in their weave. Like, we're getting cell phones. We're making money. And guess what? You try to just take my lick. You try to mack my hole down. Now we're going to go to war. You got to discipline your people. Hey, you crossed the line, stuff like that. So we're always into it with them over that and tables. Because like I said, like we lock down tables. We lock down tables and phones. Like, because in state, you got phones that you could use. The blacks can't use our phones. We can't use their phones. It's a respect thing. You always got one person, though, that feels like he's tank boss, that his size ain't going to get him touched. No, man, your size going to get you popped. That's the principle. You could do that to somebody else, but you're not going to do it to the Mexicans. That we will kill you behind that.
I was in Union City jail in Atlanta, and there was a black guy. Man, he must have been 6'2", 6'3", and there was one TV in the unit. This is in Marshall's holdover. Like, so I'm just waiting to be sentenced. And there was one TV. It's like 50 something inmates. 40 of them were Mexican. So the TV's on the Mexican channel all the time.
Yeah.
I just stay in my cell and read. So the black guy's in there, and he said, "Man, I'm fucking sick of this." He goes down there. Have you heard me tell this? He goes down there, he turns the TV, and he says, and they're like, "Oh, no. Hey, man." They do and he said, "Nah, fuck that." He's like, we're going to watch this. And he sits down on the bed, and they're bolted to the ground. He just sits down. Yeah. And next thing I know, I hear the scuffling, and you hear the tennis shoes, right? The rubber on the concrete, and of course we go look outside because we already know something's happening when we start hearing them argue. We're already walking, and then you hear before you know it, he's in the corner. They jump on him. There's a ton of them. The guards come in through the sally port. They come in screaming and hollering. Everybody locked down, right? We all get locked down. They all kind of lay down. Some of us go and get to your cell. They take him out. I saw him in, I want to say I saw him, it was like 2 or 3 weeks later. I went to, this was one of those, you couldn't clip your nails. You had to put in a cop out. You had to go to medical, and they would give you the clippers and you clip them right there. And he was there. He didn't look too bad. It'd been 2 weeks. Yeah. You still see he was fucked up. And we were cool. He was a cool guy. Yeah. And I walked in. 'Cause I remember I drew a picture for him. I drew a picture of his girlfriend for him. Okay. Lady, whatever. And when I saw him and went in medical, I was like, hey. He's like, hey, what's up? He was in the shoe. He was in like the fuck, not the shoe. Whatever. It was the shoe. It was basically the shoe. He's gone. Yeah. And I see him, and I said, hey man. I said, what's up? How you doing? He's like, I'm all right. I go, bro, what were you thinking? Like that. He goes, bro, they're little. There's little. They're 5 foot fucking tall. I thought they're not gonna do nothing. He's like. I said, well, but it didn't work out, did it? He said, there's fucking 10 of them. He's like, I can't fight fucking 10 or 12 of them. He's like, I was okay the first couple. I did all right. He said, but the next thing I know, he said, one of the motherfuckers got my leg, and I went down. He said, bro, I couldn't get him off. I couldn't get back up. He said, they're kicking me and screaming. He's like, thank fucking God, the guards came. I mean, praying the guards. Like, hey, what are you thinking? It doesn't matter that they're 5'3" and 5'4" and that you're 6 foot fucking 4. It doesn't matter. There's 10 or 12 of them are on you. You're done. Yeah, and that's what it happens everywhere, I think. I think that you have people that feel like they're bigger than the system. No one's bigger than the system. We're all in there. These rules been established before me and you probably existed, and you just got to fall in line. And when people feel like they're going to step outside and rebuild the system, no, you're going to fuck around and find out what the system's about. And, like prison, it taught me a lot. And I ended up going to a prison called Ferguson, worst prison in Texas. And they shipped me off from Gib Lewis, actually. They put me over there because they said I couldn't keep my homeboys in check. Oh, okay. I was going to say, why'd they ship you? Because basically we kept having problems with the blacks, and instead they're like, y'all having riots left and right. You speak for the blast, and like you're not de-escalating it. And I'm doing my best, but if somebody's going to act dumb and be like, oh, I think they're bigger than, we're going to set off a riot because it's the principle now. So they end up shipping me off. I went to Ferguson unit, and I went during COVID. Worst prison I ever been on. Everybody talks about Ferguson. People are scared to go to Ferguson. I went over there. I see why people are scared. You got a bunch of fucking psych patients over there, like straight fucking psych patients, like weird motherfuckers. You ever seen the movie Jurassic Park? Mm-hmm. You ever seen how the little dinosaurs move? That's how they move. This is the unit where they send all like the people that eat babies and do weird ass crimes. They sent me over there. So I went, and it's like
I'm over here trying to change my life and be more humble. It took me to turn retarded again because that's the only language they speak. They didn't understand like proper communication. They only understood violence. You got people that ain't never going home. You had a gang in there called GBNs. You know what that is? Get booty niggas. So what they do is it's a group of blacks that rape white boys. That's all they do. I didn't know about it. I'm fresh over here on the unit, whatever. I end up going to showers one day, and I've been going to showers. I noticed that it's mandatory that all the homeboys got to go to showers. But I'm like, damn, but like, why ain't the homeboys just like always at showers like that? Why are they taking bird baths? So I'm on L Block on Ferguson on the Four Corners. So I go in the showers, and there's a pole right there. So we all shower together in TDC. So I'm walking, I see 6 blacks fucking AB raping him. They got his legs at, I don't know what to do. I was like, what the? So I go like, what the fuck did I just see? So I tell homeboy when I get back, like, damn, homeboy, like, I just seen the motherfucking rape the AB. You know what he does? He starts, he's just laughing like it's funny. He's like, you see, that's why we don't be going to showers. Ain't nobody trying to see that shit. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, and y'all just been letting me go to showers like it was just, like, motherfucker could have got me.
Yeah.
I'm like, ain't no, but they're just laughing about it. And that was the worst prison I've been to. It's because the weird shit that happens, the people getting raped, it's like, you think that some of this shit be in movies, right? But it's actually happening, and it's just like, and the only thing they understood was violence. Like, I had to fight a lot. I had to fight a lot over the phones because no phones were locked down. So I had to boss hog my way to get the phones. And the blacks over there, they only respected violence. I remember I fought this black guy. His name is Junior. Big motherfucker, 6'4". Everybody on the block scared of him because he's known as a knockout artist. So everybody's scared of him. He's over here hogging the phones. So I got to get off the phone. A little Mexican from San Antonio had next. He gets on it. He takes the phone from me. I had the phone. So I look at him. I said, hey, homeboy had the phone. He's like, you acting like you on some racist shit. I told you I had the phone. I said, homeboy, don't put words in my mouth. Homeboy had the phone. He's like, nah, you just on some fucking racist shit. I'll knock you out. And boom, I take off my shirt. Come on, let's go. So everybody's like, oh, shit. He thought that he was going to knock me out, not knowing that, man, I'm that dumb motherfucker. I'm going to give you what you're looking for. So we fight, boom, 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 boom. And he split me open. I give him that. He split my eye open. And everybody's looking like, man, what the fuck? Because he's known for putting everybody to sleep. So he's like, now we're talking shit in the day room. The laws were going to come. And I'm like, bro, you act like you did something. You bigger than me. You supposed to knock me out. You can't even get the job done. You split my eye. You supposed to do that. You supposed to do that. You feel like you did something. Let's go again. Everybody's like, chill, because now all the Mexicans pulled out the shanks. We're finna kill them. Because on Ferguson, they're not known for fighting. All the Mexicans are known for is stabbing. So when they see me fight, they're like, man, puppet, like, we're gonna kill this nigga. I'm like, nah, like, it's good. We squabbled. Because, like, the majority of units, like, sometimes, like, we'll line it up. Like, Clemens unit, Gib Lewis unit. If there's an issue, I might have to fight a black. We'll fight. It's good. Or a couple of my homeboys, we're going to fight the blacks. We're going to line it up, and we're going to keep the peace like that. Over here, there is no fighting. We're going to kill you. They're never going home.
Right.
Me, I'm already 8-9 years in at the time. So I'm over here fighting, laced up from different units. I come over here, they're trying to kill them. I'm like, where's the good? Like, but after that, everybody was like, damn, like, this little Mexican right here really beat up the tank boss that was basically hogging the phones, trying to bully people because of size. I felt like he got the best of me just because he split my eye. Like, I'm used to putting people to sleep.
If you sleep hot at night, you know how disruptive that can be. When you're not resting well, everything else feels harder. Your focus, your mood, even your recovery. GhostBed is here to help you fix that. They've spent decades perfecting how to build a bed that's comfortable, durable, and designed to actually help you rest. Every GhostBed mattress features premier materials, proven cooling technology, and their exclusive ProCore layer, a targeted support system that reinforces the center of the mattress where the body is heaviest. It helps keep your spine aligned and your back supported, so you can wake up ready for anything 2026 throws at you. Each mattress comes with a 101 night sleep trial and a 20 to 25 year warranty, so you can try it risk-free, knowing it's built to last. Shipping is fast and free. Most orders arrive in 2 to 5 days. GhostBed has great prices to begin with, up to 50% off comparable brands. And Inside True Crime listeners can get an extra 10% off site-wide for a limited time. Just go to ghostbed.com/Cox and use promo code Cox at checkout. That's ghostbed.com/Cox, promo code Cox. Upgrade your sleep with GhostBed, the makers of the coolest bed in the world. Some exclusions apply. See site for details.
I'm not used to like boom, 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 and not putting him to sleep and getting split. So I'm like, I feel like he got the best. But everybody else was clowning on him after that. Man, shut up. That Mexican beat you up. You know how the blacks are. They talk a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. But me and him actually became real cool. And he's like, man, shit, I respect you, bro. You fight hard as fuck. And I told him, bro, if we was in a bigger open room, I'd have got the best of you. Because we're in a small corner. You're bigger than me. I had no choice but to blend with you. So I think that prison was fucking off the wall, right?
What's happening as you're getting closer to? Do you know you're gonna go home?
So,
like, is this like parole where maybe you're
no,
going?
I actually
or
I got set off. I got set off multiple times.
What does that mean?
That means every time I came up to the parole, I caught 3 felonies in TDC. I caught a money laundering, organized crime, and assault on a public servant. I actually beat all 3 cases.
Okay.
My money laundering case, it happened because I wasn't hip to the system. I had all the dope. Come on, you're buying all the dope from me. Everybody's buying all the dope from me. And I'm saying, hey, put the money on my books. Guess what happened? Their parents are on their visitation list. Mm-hmm. It took one person to burn off and catch out. They didn't want to pay me my money. He left, and guess what happened? They investigated it. He snitched. They found out, and they took, what's it called, like $12,000 from me on my books alone. They read my rights behind that. The assault on a public servant, that's when I beat up the officer. The organized crime, I got caught for that. So I'm getting set off. I'm like, I'm going to do my whole time. And I hired a lady. Her name's Mary Samo. Best parole lawyer in Houston. They told me about her. Man, hire her. She's good. And I tell her, and she told me straight up, you're going to get set off. Get your line class back, and I guarantee you parole. I'm like, but I'm on gang file. She said, I don't give a fuck what you're on. I'm going to get you home. All you got to do is play your part. So me coming up for parole and being in this environment, I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to go home. And I'm acting crazy still. But, man, by the grace of God, I made parole. And the way the blast works, if you make parole and someone gets into it with you, homeboy's going to pick up that slack. You're not going to crash my homeboy out because our number one priority is to make sure homeboys go home. And some people get the misconception that, oh, go home on good time. No, it's to go home if we made parole, if necessary, or not in a body bag.
Right.
So I made parole, and they ended up shipping me to a program. It's like a 6 months program for like cognitive thinking and anger management. So I went and did that, and it was pretty easy. And prison it transformed my life. I could say that. It raised me. It taught me strong morals, like being institutionalized, because like reintegrating back into society is the hardest. I know you understand reintegration, right? So I came home after doing 10 years. I don't even know how to use a cell phone yet. I came home. I don't have no money. I don't have no car. I don't got nothing. I'm paroling at my grandma's and uncle's house again, right? And I'm like, man, I want to be a barber. I want to cut hair. I'm still on parole, right? And I had an ankle monitor on. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. And you know what everybody told me? I couldn't get a license because I'm a convicted felon, a barber license. All the colleges I went to, they told me, you got gang tattoos. We're not accepting you. And it was beating me down. I couldn't get a job. I got multiple aggravated cases. I got 3 ag cases on me. And then one college tells me, yeah, we'll accept you. Give me $10,000 by next Thursday. That's what they tell me. So I'm like, fuck, like, I ain't got no credit. I don't know what I'm going to do. And a good friend tells me, man, there's a college called Northwest Educational Center. And they'll get you in for free at no cost through grants and scholarships. I went over there, I got accepted. And I think that was like the biggest step for me. And I was feeling so uncomfortable around people in school because like going home, it's like going to a new unit. I was so institutionalized. Like, you ever been on like a new unit, you don't know no one, so you don't want to engage with anybody? And I liked solitude so much that I didn't want to talk to no one. I would go hide in another room during barber school. I already knew how to cut hair. Like, in y'all prisons in the feds, did y'all use a comb and razor?
Yeah. I mean, they have a barber. I mean, they have a barber here. They have the barber, right? Like they got like 3 chairs set up. These guys, but I bet you 80% of the guys there was a guy in the unit who, sometimes a couple guys, they would cut your hair, and they had the little razors. And, and they do it with your. Yeah. So but I'm saying they do have a barber, like an official barber, but most people don't use that guy.
So I used to cut hair with a comb and razor. Mm-hmm. So coming home, like reintegrating, what kept me on point was being institutionalized. I wake up every day, 200 push-ups. Early in the morning because I'm so used to waking up, doing push-ups, drinking water, drinking my coffee, and just like being positive, productive. I came home, I started cutting hair, and my first week out, really my second week, this is my second week, I don't know nothing about social media. I made a Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I made a video. I said, man, I'm doing free haircuts. It's almost back to school for the kids that are less fortunate. And a lady in Houston, the biggest influencer in Houston, Grizzy from the Hood News, millions of followers, took that video and blasted it. Went super viral. Had kids lined up with families for haircuts. So the owners of the school were like, what the fuck? Free haircuts? I'm doing free haircuts. I ended up getting into it with one of the instructors during the time because they're like, you can't do free haircuts on our establishment. Because, they are a business. I guess they make money off the thing. And I had a credit card. And, like, my people put me on their card as an authorized user, and the card had a $20,000 limit. So I'm like, I got all these people out here. I just was on the news. I'm like, here, I got an 820 credit score. Put it on the card. Because I'm going to stand on business. I'm going to keep my word as a man. They're shocked that I did that. They go talk. The owners of the schools like, nah, he's doing it for the kids less fortunate. Tell all the students they got to cut hair. We didn't have one person walking in this barber school at the time. I started cutting hair. Everybody's cutting hair. We're doing free haircuts. And I know a lot of people in the hood. I tell the whole hood about the school. Man, it's really free. They got barber, cosmetology, medical assistant, pharmacy technician. I'm telling everybody and their mama. Guess what happens? I get 348 people enrolled in one day. You know what the owner does? It's a small school at the time. They only got about 60 people.
Right.
It's the oldest vocational school. but they don't have a lot of people. No one knew about him.
Yeah.
He comes, calls all the students, makes a speech and says, man, I don't even pay this kid. I got people with degrees that work for me, people that are educated. Like, this man marketed my school, and this is what I'm going to do for him. Gave me my first $1,000. He's like, man, this is for you. He's like, because you didn't do it for money. You didn't do it because I pay you. You do it because you wanted to help somebody. I told the whole hood.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God. The next week, I got 216 people enrolled. And they're shocked. He tells me, you want a job? Me, I'm happy. I'm like, I'll work for the school. Let's do it.
All right.
And I start working for the college as a coordinator. I'm still a student, but I'm working. And I'm learning sales, admissions. The owner takes me under his wing like a mentor. So he's like a father figure to me. Now he's teaching me LLCs, DBAs, EINs, business, how to establish myself. And I think that was like the biggest factor when I reintegrated. Steve Mata is how he mentored me. And he told me, I told him I want to do a Halloween event. I want to give free haunted house to the kids. Let's decorate it. Let's give out free candy. We sat down and we wrote stuff up. And he said, now you're going to go all over Houston and ask people for donations for candy. You know how many people cussed me out and told me get the fuck out their establishment? Called me a devil worshiper because I was celebrating Halloween. And I was trying to give a safe event for the kids because you have predators on the streets. You have people putting fentanyl in the candies. At the end, I succeeded. I had 100 no's left and right. I was getting one yes here, one yes there, and consistency. I got beat up by the road. People judged me because of my appearance, because of the tattoos on my face. People told me, oh, look, you can't do this. You got to take the grills out, remove the tattoos. I always said no because it's not the past that defines us, but our actions in the moments of adversity. The only thing I have changed about myself coming home is that I wear a suit. The reason being is because real gangsters wear suits. Real gangsters ain't that fucking dope fiend on the street looking like a bum with a tall tee. A real gangster, he wears a suit and he don't use a gun, he uses a pen. The strong rule the weak and the clever rule the strong. So I learned that appearance is reality, perception is reality. To really stand on business is to wear a suit. So I started wearing a suit. People still gave me that view, but I made a Halloween event. From there, I worked with Grizzy from the Hood News. We did the biggest toy drive that year. Raised thousands of dollars, like $60,000. From there, I'm still working at the school at the time. And then one day I say, check game. One thing a real gangster knows, real gangsters wear suits. Super viral on social media. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I get a message one day. And this guy named Jesse, the car plug, he messages me and he tells me, hey, come do a video for me. I'm still cutting hair at the time. I'm cutting hair. I'm just using social media to vent. And I'm like, okay. And believe it or not, you can make a lot of money cutting hair. You know that, right?
Yeah.
If you make $78 a day for 365 days, it's $100,000 in a year. My first year out of prison, I made $300 cutting hair. And all through social media. Just marketing, bringing clients. While I was doing good, what you put in is what you get out. I did so much good where people would acknowledge me, where it would give my blessings back. Well, one day, Jesse, the car plug, messaged me, hey, come do a video. I'm like, okay. He's like, how much? I said, I don't know. I never did it before. He sees me going viral. He's like, I'll give you $500.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm happy about it. I do the video. I sold 14 cars in a week. Each car, he gave me $200 for each car sold.
Nice. It's an additional $2,800. You're up to $3,300.
Guess what? You know how much we sold in that month? We sold 89 cars.
Jeez.
I got so much money. I said, I'm never cutting hair again. So I started marketing with him.
You haven't even been barely cutting hair.
Yes. I'm barely out of prison. I'm like, oh my God, I'm making money doing this. I'm working at the school, still bringing in enrollments. Like enrollments, I'm not getting commission or nothing. I'm just like, it's funded by the government, the school. So I'm doing this, making money. And the owner's helping me with my LLC, my DBA, how to like just establish myself as a business because it's a 1099 and I have to write stuff off. I have to pay taxes to put money to the side. So I'm doing all this and people are starting to notice me. Someone messaged me on TikTok. I thought it was a scam at first, believe it or not. Had this random guy named Nate. He messaged me and he was like, hey, I want you to come host my show for D-Baby, Big Boogie, and Fo Mob. And these are big rappers in Houston. D-Baby's the biggest artist in Texas right now. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So I tell my wife, I'm like, come on, we're going to go. So we go. And I tell my wife, man, I think they're going to probably like kill me or something. Because I used to be a gang member in prison and they have me going to this random place. Because it's always in the back of my head that my past could always come back. Like no matter I'm a civilian now, I'm not a gang member, I'm doing good for the community. I probably fucked somebody off and now they want their get back. It's always in the back of my head. So I end up going and it was the real deal. So that's how when people see me with all these artists, it's because of Nate. And then I dibbled and dabbled in politics. Like I started working with a politician named Ivan Sanchez. He reached out to me on social media because he seen all the good I was doing. And I went and spoke at like the congressional meetings and spoke up against the injustices. And I started working with various individuals. Like right now I work with the best immigration attorney in Texas, Kim Bruno. And we speak out against everything that's going on with ICE right now. I think that is very unfair. It's a huge injustice what's going on, how they try to portray the Mexican people as savages, criminals, but they're running in schools in Houston and getting elementary kids. You think they're savages because of that?
Don't think who's savages?
The little kids that are ICE is running in schools for.
I mean, I don't know anything. I don't think little kids are savages. No, in general.
No, in general, right? But they're saying that ICE is only targeting criminals. But why are you going to an elementary school? Like in Houston, it's happening. What about over here?
I think they're hitting anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I don't see why they would go into a school. I can imagine that there's a reason to go into a school.
And this is what I'm gonna say. This is how unjust the system is. If me or you, I go take somebody and we kidnap them, you know what's gonna happen to me and you, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go to prison.
We're gonna go to prison. In prison, if the officers go in our cell and take our shit, or they beat us up, or they tell us strip out ass naked, turn around, squat and cough, it's normal. But someone does it out here, they're a criminal. There is no equality in the system. If someone out here says, hey, strip down naked, squat and cough, and if not, they spray you, you're going to get aggravated sexual assault. But they do it to us all the time. In Texas prisons, you walk down the hallways, guess what? They're going to tell you squat, strip, and cough. And guess what? If you say no, they're going to spray you, take you to the back room, strip you ass naked, and stick their fingers in your ass and look. But it's okay. They're going to run in your cell, strip all your stuff down. If I go in someone's house and strip their shit down, that's burglary habitation. There is no equality in the system. And right now, what ICE is doing, that just shows that there's no equality. There's no equality nowhere.
When did you get released?
I got released 2022.
Oh, this is all very, very recent.
Yeah, I got towards the end of 2022, actually, in June 2022. So, and ever since then, I've just been progressing. I've been like working to fight against the injustices within the system. And sometimes like people don't know, like the laws, they're watching these podcasts, they're watching your social media because you got a lot of young kids that watch your podcasts. Right. You're educating them so they won't never commit the crimes and have to face the time. On top of that, it's more understanding the criminal mind and the sociology of the dynamics that go on in the neighborhoods, so we could better study this issue that we are facing as Americans, because America rules for the most prisons in the world. You know that?
Yeah. We have 5% of the population of the entire world population. U.S. is 5%, and we have 25% of the incarceration. So we're incarcerating at almost like 15 or 20 times what most nations. It's outrageous.
Yes, and I think like we need podcasts like this so people can study the criminal mind or what's going on in the hood, because like your offense, you weren't born a criminal.
No,
There was something that triggered you, correct?
No, I would say, I mean, yes, but I would say in my situation, and I've mentioned this multiple times, in your situation, you have less opportunity than I do, being raised where it's the black kid raised in the project. Everybody he knows is in and out of prison. Everybody he knows is selling drugs, and then he sells drugs. It's like, well, that seems like that's what's going to happen. In my case, I am raised upper middle class. I don't know anybody who's been to prison. I had a decent education. Everybody I know is successful. I started working at a white collar job, and I still ended up committing crime. So it's like I look at my situation and I think, okay, you had all the opportunities and you still committed crime. Like I feel like guys like me are in a worse situation, I'm in such a better situation. It's much worse that I'm committing crimes than you're committing crimes, because you don't seem to have had the opportunity. And I'm not saying that it's right. It's not justification, but it's kind of, like you were in a shitty situation. You were raised in a shitty environment, and that's it. It seems, I guess it is kind of justification, but it's kind of like, what I'm saying? Like I had every opportunity to do the right thing. I just started doing it because I'm greedy. It wasn't survival. I was making good money. I just wasn't making enough money. And that's greed, as opposed to, I don't know what else to do to survive other than this. I had plenty of good opportunities. So it's kind of like guys like me get out of prison and then they bounce back right away. Wow. So man, you bounce back right away. Well, I'm so proud of you. I have a college education. I'm a well-spoken white guy who was raised upper middle class of course I bounce back right away. Yeah. Of course, it's hard, but I'm not a Mexican guy covered in tattoos with a grill. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got a much harder time bouncing back than I do. Because when people look at you immediately, when people hear I went to prison, they're like, really?
They're can't shocked. Believe it.
They expect you to have gone to prison. As soon as you walk in and you smile and they see the facial tattoos, they're like, oh, this guy's like a gang member. He's been to prison. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that someone like you bounces back, I think, is much more impressive than seeing someone like me bounce back.
Yes. I give all glory to God. He's using me for his purpose. And I don't even know how I'm here today. But I do believe God has a purpose for everyone. And sometimes people need to hear the message. People need to know that change is possible. There's going to be adversity. You're going to be under attack. But if I could do it, anybody could do it. It doesn't matter where you're from in life. You can be successful. It's just you have to have patience. Faith without actions is dead. Don't limit yourself. All you have to do is one step at a time. It's going to be hard. It gets hard all the time. Sometimes I feel like I might lose a contract. I'm working. I'm the sole provider for my family right now. I own everything, and people don't realize how hard it is to do everything legally. It's easy to go rob. It's easy to go steal. It's easy to sell dope. The hardest thing to do is to come home, work a 9 to 5, open up a business, and do everything legitly. Everybody says, man, I want to own my own business. You work more than the 9 to 5 worker, and it's very hard. And then, I'm still oppressed by the system, but I don't let that be a disability or a crutch and says, oh, I'm on parole, I can't do this. Because I see a lot of homeboys come home, and guess what happens to them? They go right back to prison because they feel like, oh, I can't get a job. No, the parole office actually has like resources for y'all. All you have to do is read.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
It might be a shitty job. Like we've had guys that have been like, they got a job and it was a shitty job. Okay, well, it's a shitty job for right now.
Yeah.
You will, if you are good at it and you show up early and you work hard and you leave late and you work at the job, you'll get a better job. Like you have to be, like you said, patience. It's absolute patience and humility. You have to be humble and appreciative for what you have, and you have to be patient. And you can make it back. It sucks. It sucks.
It does.
But it'll happen. It'll happen if you have the right attitude and people see it. They'll give you a chance.
Yeah, there's always going to be one person that gives you a chance, that changes your life, that opens the door for you. Like I told you, I needed a mentor, and I was rough around the edges. I needed someone to define me and make me into the perfect building stone. And I'm still growing. Every day in life, I'm growing. I'm walking through this realm of existence, and it's always good to have a friend that's going to guide you. When you're about to fall in this hole, guess what? He's going to tell you, hey, watch out. There's a hole right here before you bump your head. And it's putting yourself around people that are trying to grow. Me, I don't talk with no one from the hood no more. I came home after 10 years, and everybody in the hood, guess where they were at?
Dead or in jail, right?
And some of them are still in the hood, riding bikes, living at their people's house, living at project housings, living off government assistance. I don't live in the hood no more. I own my own house. I live in the suburbs. You could say that.
Yeah.
And I have a family. I have a beautiful wife. But I always go back to the hood to help them. If you want change, I'm here to give you change. And I think that, like I said, God is using me. And, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be on this platform right here. And hopefully someone hears the message and they say, hey, they're from Houston. I want change. I'm tired of living the way I'm living.
Hey, you guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified of videos like this. Also, if you want to get in touch with Anthony, you go in the description box. We're going to leave all of his social media links. So you click on there, you can go there, you can follow him. Also, primarily, he's contacted through Instagram, so you can go there, message him. He will respond to you. Once again, I really do appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. See ya. Is that good?
All right. Yes,
Because,
sir.